Hola, hello. I'm currently hanging out with some monkeys. I'm volunteering for 4 weeks at a nature reserve in Bolivia. I can't pronounce the name. It's really hard. It's like Park Abu Ari, possibly. It's along those lines. I've been here 3 weeks. I'm on my last week now. It's really, really good. I will miss it, but I won't miss the hard work. It is hard work. This isn't a holiday. Up until now, I've more or less been on a holiday. Just checking out new towns, hanging out on beach, walking up a mountain. This is actual work. I have to wake up every day at maybe 6:30. I need to wake up earlier, but I wake up at 6:30. And then I have to feed the monkeys and prepare their food from 7 a.m. onwards. In the morning I do monkeys, and then in the afternoon I do house animals. So right now the monkeys are above me. And can you hear that noise? That noise is another monkey called Biton. He's separate. He doesn't get on with other monkeys, so he's in a cage over there and he gets walked in the afternoon. I'm currently hanging out with 4 baby howler monkeys. Biton is a howler monkey currently howling. Yes, I'm hanging out with 4 baby howler monkeys. They're up there in the trees. I'll try and show you them, but you won't be able to see them very well. There they are. There's 3 of them. Luis, Sabrina and Lucho, and in the tree even higher than that is CIWY. CIWY is a bit of a... she likes to go really high. So yeah, it's completely Mosquitoville here. They bite my forehead a lot, they bite my hands. I'm completely covered. I've got 2 pairs of trousers on, so my legs are okay. I've got 1 t-shirt and this rain jacket, but normally if I'm not wearing my rain jacket, I will have 3 t-shirts on. And the final outer layer will be a baggy shirt. And I have gloves that I normally wear. And in fact, when I'm at Monkey Park 1, I normally sit up in the tree up here. I'll show you. Hang on, give me a second. Usually, I don't stay on the ground. The ground has too many mosquitoes, so I go up there. Can you see that there? That's where I usually sit. And I sit there for about 2.5 hours. And I read a book or I sleep, depending. Or usually I try to sleep, but the monkeys sit in my lap and I stroke them. So I try and sleep, but normally I'm just hanging out with monkeys. That's good because there's a mosquito net. That blue mosquito net is perfect. But right now I'm on the ground because I actually dropped my dictaphone from up there. And miraculously my dictaphone still works. I'm keeping a diary every day. I can't be bothered to write a diary anymore. I had 2 books given to me by friends before I left and I've used them now. But now I'm just doing dictaphone or video diaries. So yeah, it's really good, but it is hard work. A lot of cleaning, poop, food. Monkeys throw their food on the floor when they've taken 1 or 2 bites. And then, what else? Cutting up all the food is tiring. Maybe just the temperature's tiring. And basically I work from... I wake up at 6:30 a.m. and I go to bed about 9. But I stop work about 5:30. I do have some breaks. I have an hour for lunch and maybe half an hour just after breakfast. But it is more or less go, and it's just the heat. Usually this is crappy weather right now. It was raining this morning. It was freezing cold last night. Usually it's boiling hot, and I still have all those layers on. It will be boiling hot, but I'll still wear 2 trousers and 3 tops because it's the only way to stop mosquitoes biting me. Normally, sometimes as well, I have a hat with a mosquito net, but right now I'm not wearing it because normally I'd be up in the top of the tree. I'll probably go back up the tree in a minute. So yeah, good fun. There's other animals here. In the afternoon, I hang out with tapirs, which are like hippos/elephants. But they're small. They just have the sort of skin and half trunk like an elephant, and they kind of look like hippos. Also hang out with a wild pig, which is called a chancho here. Hang out with emus, which are called pios here. Hang out with some birds, other birds, toucans and macaws. And then Tejon. Is it Tejon? A Tejon. It's like a raccoon. It's kind of like a raccoon. It's called Angela. Really, really friendly. Likes to nibble your arm, but it doesn't hurt, so it's cute. So they're the animals I work with in the afternoon, and it's cleaning their cages, feeding them and giving them a bit of TLC, talking to them, petting them. The monkeys are the highlight of my day. They're adorable. I take 4 of them out in the morning for a couple of hours, sit in a tree. Oh, look, I caught a mosquito. Gross. Yeah, and that's that. And then also in the evenings now, at about 7 p.m, I forgot about this actually, I do night monkeys. So that's a different species. They're grey with a red tummy. And they get walked at night time for about half an hour. The thing about them is they have to be on leads, which is a bit more difficult to manage. These guys, you just let them run free and you call their names at the end and they come back to you. But the night monkeys, they have to be on leads. So it's not as easy to walk them because they get tangled up in trees and in branches and stuff. But they're nice, they're lovely. One's called PT, one's called Coco. PT does bite and he bit my partner a few days ago. Felt a bit bad about that. But just out of nowhere, he pounced and bit my partner, so now my partner's a bit scarred. Well, literally and figuratively. So literally, he has a bite mark on his. He has 2 bite marks on his arm, and also now he's like, short on the rope, short on the rope. Anytime I walk PT, he's like, are you holding onto the rope? Make sure you're far away from me. Bless him. So yeah, that's that really. Tonight I'm going to town. I can't wait. I'm going to use the internet. I haven't used the internet in ages. So I can upload this. Basically, I haven't been to town for like 2 weeks because our day is off. We have 1 day off a week, and last week it was Christmas. This week it was New Year's Day. So those days the shops are closed. There was no point going to town. We just stayed here and played games. So yeah, that's that. I leave on Wednesday night, maybe Thursday morning, and there's a few cities I want to see in Bolivia. Sucre, Cochabamba, Uni, where you can get a tour to the salt flats, and then I'll go to Argentina, and then I'm flying home in about, I don't know, 2 months. I've got less than 2 months now. I think I've got about 6 weeks, which feels like nothing, absolutely feels like nothing. After having 10 months, well, 9 months, to have only 6 weeks left, I'm like, what am I going to do? That's nothing. Yeah, I'm going to really miss travelling. It's great. Never mind, go back to England and work, you know. But yeah, so I've had a good time at this nature reserve. I've had a few ticks, which is annoying. I've had quite a few animal bites. I mean, CIWY, one of the monkeys up there, bit me yesterday because I wouldn't let her run off. CIWY likes to run off. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, the toucans are vicious. They bite a lot. They bit my pinky finger and that hurt for ages. A couple of knife wounds from preparing all the food. They eat really well. The night monkeys in particular, they have 4 to 5 different fruit and 2 veg every meal. So they get mango, papaya, apple, beetroot, carrot, really lush stuff, pineapple. This is the best place for fruit. It's delicious stuff. Mangoes here. And dirt cheap, really, really cheap. I think a mango can be like 10 pence, which is incredible considering mangoes are usually like £1.50 in England just for one, and they're 10 pence here. And also sweets are cheap. Everything's cheap here. Sweets, a pack of sweets is 30 pence. So I'll show you. I've got the wrapper here. These are like M&Ms. They're called Rocklets. 30 pence. Can you believe 30 pence? So I've been living off Rocklets. Yeah, there's a candy shop here. It's dangerous. It's based in the canteen. Dangerous. Oh yeah, volunteer number wise, when I first got here on the 7th of December, there were 37 volunteers, and right now, doing monkeys, we would have 3 volunteers, but now we're down to 12 volunteers. Most left before Christmas, just before Christmas. A couple of the students went. There were some Bolivian vet students here. And then every day, just people keep leaving. So we had 37 volunteers when I first came, and now we have 12. So now I'm by myself for monkeys, which is good because there's only 1 mosquito net. But the mosquito numbers keep going up and up as it gets wetter and wetter. But I do miss my friends. They were nice people I used to hang out with here on Monkey Park. And it made the work a bit easier to manage. You know, one person would do the floor, one person would do the food, and one person would do another job. So now I do it all, and someone comes and gets me later on. Oh, there's a mosquito. Crazy. Lots of mosquitoes. Also, now I have a room to myself. I used to share with two French guys who were cool, but they left yesterday, so now I have a room to myself. It's really nice. I cleaned it up, and that's nice. It's basically a hut. Yeah, but it's a nice hut. That's it. It is like camping. When I first came here and walked into the hut dormitory, I was like, whoa! But now I like it. We've got a pet frog in the dormitory. Big for it's probably a toad. It's quite big. Oh, I've seen some armadillos. Yesterday as well, actually, I saw some wild cappuccino monkeys and squirrel monkeys. And when I say I saw them, okay, so I was sleeping up there in the tree, in my mosquito net, and suddenly two of my monkeys jumped on me, and I said, oh, what is it? Looked up, and there was a squirrel monkey a meter above my head. I was like, awesome, just sitting there peeing. And then a whole bunch of other squirrel monkeys and cappuccino monkeys came across. So that was really cool. And the good thing about it was, my monkeys were watching these wild monkeys, and they were like, oh, look at the trees they go on. Oh, look at the jumps they do. Look at the leaves they're eating. And they started to copy them. They started to climb on the trees they were wild monkeys were climbing on and making bigger jumps than normal. So that was good for them to see wild monkeys. I've seen a couple of snakes, tiny ones though. There was a dead one actually. Someone played a prank on someone else and they found a dead snake and put it in their Wellington boot, which is really harsh but totally awesome. But then for like a day, the dead snake just laid there on the path. And every time I walked past it, even though I knew it's dead, I still had a mini heart attack. I was like, oh! Like it was just like my hunter-gatherer caveman instincts. Just, you know, always made me freak out whenever I saw a snake. Other injuries, I slip over a lot. There's a lot of mud here. I fell over yesterday, which was the first time I've fallen over in maybe 2 days. But there's tons of mud here. I'm really lucky. My animals are close to camp, and I never have to go in water above my Wellington boots. But some people, their trails are above their Wellington boots to go halfway up their thighs. A lot of people who walk cats. So we have pumas here, jaguars. They're the big cats. They have ocelots, and they have gatitos. I've seen gatitos. I have seen some pumas, but that was only quickly. But some people, that's their job. They will be right now walking their cat. I used to walk a gatito, but I didn't really enjoy it, so I stopped it. Simple. Because I'm here to volunteer, and you know, whilst it's about the animals, it's also I've got to be happy, and I wasn't happy with the gatito. It had disgusting meat. I had to give it meat all the time, and I have to touch the meat to put its medicine in. And also, like the next day when you'd collect the bone, there'd be maggots in it. Also, the gatito is a bit lazy, so I love walking, and we'd walk for 10 minutes, and it'd sit down for 40. And I was like, I'm not hanging out here with you and the mosquitoes. Like, as soon as you stand still, mosquitoes just swarm you. So yeah, it wasn't that fun. So I got house animals instead. I switched to house animals. But other people, you know, they suck it up and they have pumas or ocelots, or some people have gatitos. But it wasn't me. I like the house animals. There's a nice variety. So yeah, that's it. I was just studying a mosquito on my telephone. So yeah, go to town tonight. Woohoo! Okay, ciao.